Sorry to keep you all waiting. I was overwhelmed with a lot of things. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Parthiban here
Okay,
from Image Logistic.
okay, sir. I would like to mention that this meeting will be recorded
Okay.
for a reference later on.
Okay.
So let us introduce ourselves.
Okay.
We are Year 3 International Business students from UNIMAP, University Malaysia Perlis. And this interview is under Import-Export Management alignment, which aims to provide a comprehensive understanding about import and export activity. So
Okay. All right.
thank you for taking your time to conduct the interview. Okay, so let us introduce ourselves. So my name is Tanusha.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Tanusha.
My name is SYUHADA.
Hi, Shuhaida.
Hi.
My name is IZYAN.
Izyan. Hi, Izyan.
Okay, my name is Daniel Hakimi. You can call me Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Good morning, sir. My name is CHANDRAN.
Sorry. What was that?
My name is CHANDRAN. Tashmi.
Tashmi. Tashmi. Hi, Tashmi.
Hi, sir.
Hi and good morning, Mr. Patipan. My name is NURUL ATHIRAH. You can call me ATHIRAH.
Hi. Good morning.
Okay, sir. So could you introduce yourself and could you tell us a little bit about your company?
Okay. Hi. My name is Parthiban. I've been in this logistics industry for the last 27 years. I started with my father's company way back in late 90s, and then eventually I came out from the family business and set up my own. So today I'm the founder and the managing director of Image Logistic. We are a reputable logistic company here in Port Klang, operating for the last 14 years. We have almost 60 over staffs working in 5 different locations here in Malaysia, and we are specialized in certain products, managing the import, export, warehousing, custom clearance, transportation, air freight, sea freight, and the whole ecosystem for logistics. Is that intro sufficient, or you guys want to hear anything more?
Yeah, it's just sufficient, sir.
All right, okay.
Okay. Next will be, can you tell us about the pros and cons in the industry?
Okay, pros and cons about I can say logistics. Okay, logistics import export per se. Okay, our biggest challenge. Okay, I can go for cons first. Pros I can come later because I would like to highlight that there is no synchronization between multiple government departments here in Malaysia. For an example, customs, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Pharmaceutical, and then the rest of the other. We are talking about MITI, Ministry of International Trade, Ministry of Agriculture. So there is no proper synchronization between all these departments. That is our biggest challenge here in Malaysia. As you all are aware, Malaysia is an entry port. We have free zone, and also we don't have custom ports. Most of our ports are free zone. So there's a lot of activities for import, export, and as well as transshipment. But because there's no synchronization between all these departments, it's a huge challenge for us even to do transshipment business here in Malaysia. Because there's always red tapes from one department to another department, and there is no proper guideline for us to follow in order for us to do transshipment, import, export. Because when we go to custom system, it will show one explanation, and then when we go to the relevant departments, they will have their own sets of rules and regulations and stuff like that. So this is our cons. In terms of pros, yes, I mean, compared to other countries in this region, put Singapore aside, we're talking about Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines. Malaysia is more flexible in terms of doing business here, setting up companies here, doing trading, import and export. The requirements are more flexible, and also uh, they give more opportunities for local as well as international traders or companies to come into Malaysia and set up and start running their business here. think that's the pros and cons I can share.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this are my question for me.
Mhm.
Could you share about the challenges that you face in this industry?
Okay. See, for an example, I'll give you some example. The port authorities, we call it Lembaga Pelabuhan, has their own set of rules for free zone operation. The customs have their own set of rules for free zone operations. And then, of course, MITI have their own set of rules for free zone operations. So when we are going to do a kind of operation, okay, assuming I give an example, we have one client who wants to do transshipment for cars. We're talking about complete cars. We are unable to do it here in Malaysia because MITI said we need to have AP for the cars. Customs said we must get MITI approval. But again, the challenge is the customer is telling, I don't want to set up a company here in Malaysia. I'm just going to use this hub, Malaysia as a hub to do transshipment, temporary storage in the free zone and stuff like that. So to mitigate this, we have to go through a lot of processes just to get the AP. And this business, we don't know how long we are going to do it in Malaysia. That means maybe it's going to be a temporary because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. So for us to set up the requirements required by MITI and customs is going to take us another 3 months. And by then, maybe the business would have changed because the business keep on evolves. It's so fluid that it evolves. Maybe another country would have given them a different set of regulation or maybe an easy way of doing this business in the other country. So this is a huge challenge for us because there's no one rule fix and there's no synchronization between the departments. For this case, for instance, this is a live case I can share with you all we are going through now. We have a huge volume to come into Malaysia for transshipment from Japan to Russia, but unfortunately we can't kick off the business because of these rate tips. So why do we need an AP to import a car which is not going to be registered in Malaysia? It's not going to be used in Malaysia. We are not going to pay duty in Malaysia because this car is purely going to be re-exported to Russia from Japan. So if you look at all these challenges, we have to do the paperwork from ground up. That means a company in Malaysia have to apply for AP. So if the client doesn't want to set up a company here in Malaysia, we as a logistic company have to act as an importer on record and apply this. And there's a cost to apply, which we cannot put it back to the customer because the customer say, hey, I just want to do a transshipment in Portland, and why is it you want me to pay for the documentation, applying for AP, this, that, and so on and so forth. So if you see the picture, this one example is will give you a situation what we are facing here in Malaysia. Does that answer your questions? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Any other questions, or shall we proceed with I think the set of questions given earlier?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Okay.
Sir, could you share about the opportunities that we have in this export-import industry?
Okay. Malaysia has a very good reputation among European countries and other countries in the world. They know that compared to Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, we have a lot of flexibility, but we are still losing behind Singapore. For you to set up a business in Singapore and start doing a transshipment business or an import and export, it's so flexible. But in Malaysia, we have to go through a lot of red tapes. So in terms of opportunity, yes, we are still ahead of other countries in the region except for Singapore. So if I mean an importer or company would like to considering setting up their hub in Southeast Asia, if they are cost conscious, definitely Malaysia is the best option. But if they are not cost conscious, they will go to Singapore. So in terms of cost, yes, we are still the cheapest compared to our neighbor. But in terms of rate tips, setting up companies, regulations and stuff like that. Of course, we are far better than Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, and Vietnam.
Okay, so thank you. The next question will be, how do you handle the financial aspect of export-import operation, such as the currency exchange and the payment terms?
Okay, yes, I mean, with our currency devaluing and US currency getting stronger and US being the major current trade currency, it's a huge challenge. So, in terms of billing, because we have clients where we have to bill in US dollars for those clients who are based in Singapore, Hong Kong, stuff like that. So we have to work based on the average or the highest exchange rate available. For example, like today, I think the exchange rate is around 4.6 something, but when we are billing the customer, we will bill somewhere around 4.75. The reason is because we don't even know what will be the exchange rate when we are receiving the payment. So, in order for us not to lose on the exchange rate, we will always bill the customer based on a higher part of the exchange rate.
Okay, so thank you.
Any
Hello,
questions?
sir. This
Hi.
is the next question.
Mhm.
Could you provide detailed information about the major achievement and certificate your company has earned?
Okay, we have not gone into ISO because I'm not an ISO believer. The reason why is because ISO is more documentation than really getting people to do what actually they're supposed to do. But we are embarked into a value culture where we have embarked into this building values and also core values and how we incorporate core values in our day-to-day life, working life. So this is something that is not a certification, but it is a journey for us where we set up our core values, set up our big, hairy, audacious goal, and how we get the team aligned with a single goal to work towards achieving the goal. So this is something that we are doing with the coach, and we are successfully doing it, and also to I mean since we are in logistics, you must understand that we have different kind of type of staffs from sea level up to the warehouse hand, some foreign workers and stuff like that. So for us to get across our core values to the ground level, it has to we are embarking in this program for them to understand. And of course, language being a barrier for us as well. So a lot of things are done with visualization for them to understand and absorb the values in a very subtle manner.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
So the next question is, can you provide the risk that involved in international trade and how can you mitigate the risk?
I mean, every trade has a risk, but the key for us is actually understanding the client's requirement, their business model, and also do due diligence to understand their background before we start doing business with them, because there's always a risk of clients traders trying to do money laundering and using I mean, Malaysia as to do illegal trades and stuff like that. So the key is due diligence. I mean, before any client comes in, the moment the client comes in, we actually go in and do a background check about them, research about them, what they have done and everything. We do a lot of Q&A with them to understand the core reason why they're coming into Malaysia and what's the reason why they're using Malaysia as a hub and stuff like that. So the key is actually due diligence. Without due diligence, we will never take in any client or we will never onboard any client to start business with them.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Is there any other questions?
Okay, for next question,
Mm-hmm.
uh, how do you identify potential market for export?
potential market for export.
Yes.
Okay, potential market for export. Of course, Malaysia being the biggest exporter for palm oil, we used to be the biggest exporter for rubber. That means we're talking about agri products. But in terms of industrialization, we are losing out to China, and now we are losing out to Vietnam. Uh, Export, we have the opportunity, but unfortunately, we are losing because of our manpower. We are importing more manpower to the industry. We're talking about manufacturing and stuff like that. So in terms of cost comparative, we are actually losing out to Vietnam. Recently, I was in China. Even some companies are moving away from China to Vietnam because of the cost. Even the cost of living, the cost of manpower in China is increasing rapidly because of the living costs, and a lot of manufacturers are actually moving away from China to Vietnam. So, in order for us to be competitive for export, we have to find a sweet spot for manpower. So that is our biggest big point. I can say that's the biggest point. For us to be an export driven country, we have to look into way of uh, putting technology, industrialization 4.0. We have to put in AI. So even in fact for us, we are working. Although we are a service provider, but we are working into introducing AI into our operations in order for us to be more effective and efficient. So I believe if Malaysia wants to be an export driven nation, we have to focus into IR 4.0 and also AI. This is the next level for us to be on par with Vietnam, and also to reduce our dependency on laborers. We're talking about foreign laborers.
Okay, this is a last question from me.
Okay.
Okay, how do you manage and mitigate risks associated with international shipping and logistics?
Uh, the, the only way is due diligence. Before we onboard a client, we will do a lot of due diligence. We will find out what kind of trade they are involved and what is their background business, what's their core business before even we onboard a client, because there's always a huge risk. If a client, again, we don't entertain any walk-in customers. Even a client comes into referral, we will do due diligence. So the key is due diligence. Do a thorough background check before before we onboard a customer. Of course, the business looks lucrative. They can come and give us a promises. I'm going to bring like 10 containers every week. No, that's a big volume. But if without due diligence, we start doing business. There's always a risk of the actual kind of product they're going to import. Even recently, we have inquiry coming in to do transshipment for nuclear waste and stuff like that. So, and they didn't mention that it was a nuclear waste. So, but they just gave us a UN number. UN number is actually a code for dangerous goods. So, the moment we went and checked the UN number, it actually falls under nuclear waste. So, these are the things that we have to make sure that the due diligence are done very thorough before we onboard a client.
Okay, sir, thank you. That's all the questions from us. So we
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time. So
Thank
now
you.
could you open the camera for us to take picture?
Oh, okay, all right. I'm in a cafe now.
Okay, one, two, three. One more. One, two, three. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. We
Thank you
appreciate
everyone.
it.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
Have a
you.
good day. Okay, have a good weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.